Welcome. In this video, I want to talk about the insane ego. A lot of our problems are caused by the way we think, specifically what we call the ego. Now, by ego, we don't mean the Freudian ego. We mean ego in the Eastern sense, which is attachment to our way of thinking. So we have a non-stop stream of thinking that keeps running in our head. And we identify with this thinking. We think this thinking is us. We create a mental image of ourself and we get attached to the image. We start thinking the image is us. The problem is that this non-stop stream of thinking that we call the ego is actually 100% insane. It is mad. And I'm not exaggerating. I actually mean it. I'll show you. The ego is constantly judging you, condemning you, attacking you, shaming you. Many psychologists call it the gremlin in the head. It's like gremlin always trying to attack you. That's what the ego is. Worst of all, the ego plays this game where it first makes you do something that will make you feel ashamed of yourself. Like if you're trying to diet, it'll make you overeat or eat the wrong type of food. And then the same ego will attack you. It'll shame you. If you have this thinking, oh, I'm a fat bastard, it'll never work out for me. That's the ego playing its game. First, it makes you do things which make you ashamed of yourself, and then it attacks you for doing the very same thing that it made you do. So for most people, food, sex, their body, the looks, there are constant ways the ego attacks you, constantly. The ego is full of shame, self-loathing, self-disgust. The ego lives in this constant fear that's going to be attacked, that everyone is out to get it. If you've seen these soap serials in which you've got this, poor little heroine, and everybody hates them, and they're like, oh, why is everyone out to get me? That is the ego. That's the fantasy of the ego. It always believes the others are about to attack it, and so it preemptively attacks others. If it can find nobody else to attack, the ego will start attacking you. That's where most self-loathing, self-disgust comes from. This self-loathing is very harmful to your spiritual progress. The ego is always looking for the worst in other people. They all hate me, they're out to get me, nobody respects me. Nothing matters. It's all hell, it doesn't work out. It's all crap anyway. What's the use? What's the use? Nothing's gonna work out. That's the ego. And it's like an insane person living in your head. Constantly, insane people cut themselves or they'll cut others. That's what the ego is. If it can find nobody else to attack, it'll attack you. And we live with this insane person in our head all the time. And worst of all, we think that this person is real. We believe the thoughts in our head. Even though that's all they are. They're just thoughts in your head. So how can you go beyond the ego? The way to do it is, the ego lives on fear, self-loathing, self-shaming. You need to cancel, have the opposite type of feeling. And the opposite of this is compassion, love, forgiveness, kindness. For yourself first and then others. First yourself, then others. If you have no compassion for yourself, you will never have it for others. If you cannot practice love toward yourself, you will never be able to love others. You need to stop this constant cycle of shaming and blaming and attacking other people or yourself. It's the ego that likes to blame. Oh, the government is so evil. Oh, the corporations are so evil. Oh, the man is crushing me. Ego is a victim, and victim makes it stronger. Oh, poor me, the whole world is out to get me. That's the ego. And in the Course in Miracles, there's a line. Would you rather be happy, or would you rather be right? Would you rather be right, or would you rather be happy? And unfortunately, most people choose to be right. They want to be right. They know, it's me. I'm right. They're all get to get me. Choose happiness. Choose to be happy over being right. And the way you do that is by practicing self-compassion, self-love, practicing kindness towards yourself. So, how do you practice compassion towards yourself? I'll give you a practical exercise, a practical meditation you can do anytime. It only takes you 2 minutes, and you might have a very strong reaction towards it. You might not want to do it. And I invite you to look at your reactions, how you feel. If you're feeling very negative, you need to ask yourself, why? Why am I feeling so negative? The exercise is very simple. You get a notebook. Well, the best way is to do it in front of a mirror or looking in your eyes. If you can't do that, write it down or get a phone and record yourself. It's a very simple exercise. You say, I am perfect as I am now. I am perfect as I am now. I don't need more money. I don't need to lose weight. I don't need to be more good looking. I don't need a promotion. I don't need a relationship or somebody else to love me. Because I love me and I'm perfect as I am now. Look in the mirror and say it and see what you feel. If you feel, oh, this is so silly, this doesn't work, or you feel this is stupid, this one, then I want invite you to think why you think it's stupid. Because it's actually a very powerful exercise. The ego, this insane ego, lives in the future. Once I get that promotion, I'll be happy. Once I lose weight, I'll be happy. Once I double my salary, I'll be happy. Once blah 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 happens, I'll be happy. No, you won't. Happiness is now, this very second. Ego loves to live in the future because it cannot exist in the now. While the real truth, the real joy of life is found in the now. You can only be happy in the now, not in the future, not in some some perfect time in the future now. So you need to practice this. I am perfect as I am now. All these other things, good job, double salary, relationship, they're all fine, nothing wrong with them. But they are like a cherry on a cake. The actual cake is your inner joy, your real true self. Your happiness should come from within, from your being, not from outer things. Outer things are fine, there's nothing wrong with them, but they cannot make you happy. Okay, and the ego lives in the future because it expects other people, something outside to make you happy. And that's where the insanity comes from, because there is nothing out there that can make you happy, that can, give you the peace you want and deserve. So you need to say, I'm perfect as I am now. And practice compassion for yourself. If you make a mistake, don't attack yourself. If you're on a diet and you overeat or you eat the wrong things, don't shame yourself. Don't, don't say horrible things or disgusting things to yourself. No self-shaming, no self-loathing. Those are the ego's games. Start with yourself and then extend the compassion to others. Say to yourself, I'm human, that's fine. Yeah, I made a mistake, but I'm human. And the ego hates that because ego wants to attack, it wants to hit you and punch you and punish you. And that doesn't work. It doesn't work in the material world. Self-shaming doesn't work in the material world. This is now a scientific fact. Many psychologists have studied this. If you shame yourself, you can, short term, you can force yourself to do something. Long term, you fail. The way to succeed long term is to have love and compassion for yourself. Don't play the insane ego's game. Repeat to yourself, I am perfect as I am now. And note how you're feeling when you say this in the mirror. Do you feel, sad? Do you feel like crying? Do you feel like hurt? Do you feel it's stupid? Do you feel it won't work for you because it's silly? Because that's the ego throwing up attack on you. It wants to live in the future. Practice love and compassion for yourself. Practice love and compassion for your fellow brothers and sisters. If you see your brother or sister failing, don't attack them. Remember, they're also human. You show them the compassion that you want for yourself. Okay. It's very simple to explain, but very hard to do. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe. Thank you.